Welcome to a new episode of our Unleashed podcast. Today I'm here with Jessie and Nala, who are on a huge adventure this year. Could you tell us more about this adventure?
You're listening to Unleashed by Nonstop Dogwear.
Yeah, so we set off in start of January. We are travelling basically for 12 months in our Land Rover. Me, my partner, Dan, and the dog. And yeah, we've come up north first to kind of have some cold. And do some skiing and some other fun stuff. And then we're going to head down towards kind of through Europe, out towards Turkey, get some sun, and then along the south kind of Croatian coast into North Africa. 12 months of driving around, having some fun.
That does sound like a lot of fun and a lot of like different areas. How did you come up with this route?
It's a very good question. We were reflecting on this the other day. We're not quite sure what made us decide to go to Norway first, but it's been amazing. The snow is really cool. And the rest of the trip, it was more like tying in, getting some warmth, but it not being too hot, and getting like a kind of nice mix of cultures, and hopefully kind of getting out towards Turkey was going to give us a bit more of a mixture and variety rather than staying very Western.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you been also traveling a lot before? Because this is like quite a big trip, and I guess for Nala it's a lot of like new experiences, so she probably had to get a bit used to it beforehand.
Yeah, I've not done loads of like abroad traveling before, but even when Nala was just 6 months old, I got my first van, and the two of us did a lot of traveling together in that around the UK, just driving around, hiking, anything we could do outdoors, and just like spending time in the van together and chilling. So that sort of really got her used to it from a very early age, and that's where I found my love for being in the van and the freedom that it gave me. And then when we met Dan, he'd done a lot more abroad traveling, and his dream was to convert the Land Rover. And I was like, yeah, I'm on board with this. That sounds great. So that's what we did that together. And then, yeah, kind of created this route. And just worked out when we could make it happen, really.
Yeah. It sounds, just absolutely fabulous. Is there anything you like specifically look forward to be able to experience together with Nala?
It's all the time outdoors. Everything that she loves to do is stuff that I also love to do, and vice versa. So if we can go and spend time hiking, wild swimming, camping, that's all stuff that she wants to do as well. So it's just having that shared experiences makes it even better. Yeah. So while we're here, it was the aim was to kind of for me to learn to ski, hopefully do some skiing with her, and kind of like she loves the snow, and just watching her being in the snow is really enjoyable. And then we're in the summer a lot more, like I say, like wild camping, wild swimming. The stuff that we can do when it's a little bit warmer.
It is like a big temperature difference, like you mentioned. Here in Norway now it's quite cold. Later on at the places you'll be going, it will be quite warm.
Yeah.
It must be a bit challenging. How do you like keep Nala warm in the winter and then like cold in the summer in the car?
In the winter, for both seasons, we've got so much insulation around the edge of the van, and like window covers and stuff, which really helps control the temperature changes. In the winter, obviously, she's all fleeced up, so she stays really snug. And we've got a diesel heater inside to keep us warm as well. So that's like been actually quite good in the winter. We've not struggled yet. The summer will probably be a little bit more of a challenge, but I'm not great in the heat, so it'll be fine in places that both of us are fine. The insulation will help. We've got aircon when we're driving, and we've also got a massive awning on the outside. So that makes a massive shaded area. So like even in the summer in my old van, we'd park under a shade somewhere and then spend lots of time outside. Yeah. If we can, we park near water. She loves to swim, so she spends her whole time swimming. And that's kind of, how we keep...
She can just go down. No problem.
That's like kind of how we kind of control it. If it is getting too hot, we will just change the route. We're really flexible. So if we need to, we can go up kind of to higher altitudes, go up into the mountains a little bit more. It'll just be a bit cooler up there. But we'll see how we go. On the really hot days, we'll walk really early, like the same stuff we'd do at home if it was really hot.
Yeah.
It would just be balancing that really.
It's really nice, like with this van lifing, you're really flexible. You can like really just go where the weather is nice, where the conditions are good. So that's super cool.
Yeah, completely free. That's what I love about it. And we haven't been planning more than about 3 days in advance. So if we see the weather's bad, you know, we can turn somewhere warmer, or it helps with the freedom.
Aye, it sounds super cool. But another thing I was thinking about that might be a challenge, or like I know myself when I travel with the dogs, it's like it's always a challenging thing. Dog food. Like, how do you solve that? Because I guess you cannot like get the same food all over these countries that you're visiting.
No. The food we were on at home, it turns out, was only a British company. So, I mean, we're 2.5 weeks in and we're on 2 different foods already. We've been trying to keep to similar protein to kind of make it fairly stable, keeping with a fairly high quality food, just because she needs the energy, and then transitioning the bags, like making sure that one food blends into the next one. We're quite fortunate that she's not difficult with her food. She hasn't got certain requirements. As long as there's enough food going in, that's the main thing.
Because it's like food, she'll be happy.
Yeah, and she'll eat anything. Our big thing is when we're doing lots of exercise, make sure that she's getting enough of it, because she'll just drop weight really quickly if not. So far so good. We just keep it flexible again and try and make some similarities between each one.
Aye, but that is perfect. I know, like, because we have so many dogs, we go through dog food so fast. So it's like, we cannot have like a whole van just full of like dog food, and we're not traveling for that long. So I think it's maybe something not everybody has in their mind when they like set out to a trip. It's like a nice topic to bring up.
Yeah, and it's even like storage of it. We can't fit lots in, so we've had to take small, like kind of 5 kilo bags, which means we have to change even more often than we would otherwise.
You mentioned that you converted the Land Rover yourselves. Is there anything like, I don't know, dog-specific things you did to the van that might be like a clever solution for others that are looking into van lifing with their dogs?
Probably the most useful things that we did, it probably would be the same for us as well, but we put an outdoor like cold tap on it, so that we can rinse her off, because one of the biggest challenges is mud. So we've got like that outdoor washing facilities, and like some storage that we can store things outside of the vehicle. So if things are really muddy, really wet, they can stay out rather than coming in and making everything damp.
Yes.
And it was just like finding ways to keep her as clean as possible so that she can come in. We've also made sure she's kind of got a space that's hers. So like her dog bed pretty much is always in the same place, and that means that she's kind of knows where she belongs. That's her place, and then it makes her a little bit more settled, I think.
I like that. That is very smart. I really like it. I would have never thought about it. But yeah, like when you're traveling so much, it's like constant change in everything. And even though there is the car, it must be nice for her to have this like safe spot. Like, okay, here's the dog bed. As long as the dog bed is here, I'm home. It's all good.
Yeah, and it's exactly the same as you do in a house, just putting it in a small place. And just making sure that, bed doesn't move, water's always in the same place, and then there's some routine there to kind of keep her a little bit more settled. But yeah, it's a very small space that we've got, so we couldn't do as much as we'd have loved to.
One is always limited.
But yeah, we feel like we've had a good compromise, and so far it's working really well.
I guess like it's a nice size car for like all the outdoor adventures. Some like big vans, it might be like a bit tough to travel at some places with those. So it seems like a nice size of car.
Yeah, it's cozy, but we can get everywhere with it, and that's the benefit. That's why we chose the Land Rover rather than a big van, is that we can go down those more off-grid tracks and get a bit more freedom. It's a compromise.
We have to like follow up with another podcast episode at the end of the 12 months and like see, okay, so are you still like all happy together? Or was it too tight space?
Well, we're 2.5 weeks in.
So far, so good.
Yeah, and we'll find all the problems then as well, and things that didn't work.
Yes. Okay, next time, no way we're going like this way or that way.
I'll be able to advise on what not to do with a dog in a van.
Now we are like all the tips on like what we think to do, and then afterwards like, okay, from a 12 months experience, this is what you should never do while when lifing with your dog.
Yeah, pretty much.
while you're traveling, it's like it's a lot of new places all the time. It's a lot of activities. You can also not just like leave Nala usually in the car like you would maybe at home. How do you ensure that she gets enough downtime as well, beside all these like activities that she loves?
Yeah, it's a balance. I guess we need rest days as much as she does. So if we are doing some big like hikes or big adventures, generally we follow that with a bit of a down day where we might do a little short walk, stretch the legs, more of like toilet walk rather than a structured like hike. But also there's so much admin that comes with van life. Like doing everything takes so much more time. Even like making dinner, washing up, got to go find someone to do laundry, doing a shop, everything takes a lot longer. And all of that time she just sleeps. All the time that we're driving as well, like at the moment we're trying to make quite good progress. That's like an hour and a half each day that she's just fast asleep. So yeah, we are balancing it with how much time we've got to adventure and how much time we need to spend just sorting the van and life admin. So that gives her enough downtime. She is really well conditioned to do a lot of exercise. She's a good breed for it. But also she has grown up with doing a lot of long hiking, a lot of running, a lot of sport. So actually she can really do as much as we can do. If we're tired, she's probably tired, and then we both rest. But yeah, we just kind of, if we have 2 hard days, we'll have an easy day. We'll have an admin day. We'll go to a campsite and, just chill out for a bit. Especially when it gets warmer, it'd be really nice. We can spend some more time just sat outside, not freezing in the snow. And then she'll rest and all of that. So I think we managed to find quite a good balance. We just keep an eye on her and how she's doing. If she's showing signs that she's slowing down, we'll slow down. Again, we're flexible. We've not got set places to be. So if we do a shorter walk one day, it doesn't really matter.
I think that's probably the way to go in a way. Otherwise one gets like so like stressed, and it sounds like that this trip is about just like enjoying new experiences and visiting new places. Yeah,
I think if we had time pressures and things, you lose a lot of the enjoyment of just being like, oh, actually this is a nice spot, we'll just stop. Or I don't know, maybe tomorrow it's not such nice weather, we don't need to do the really long hike then, let's try something else. And that's some of the benefits, and that then keeps it a bit more mixed for the dog as well as us.
How do you like so far this 2.5 weeks? How has it been going? Like, how do you like it?
But it's amazing. Especially that we've really enjoyed Norway so far. It is absolutely stunning. We've had some really good weather because we've managed to do some really incredible hikes. We've got some skiing done in the snow. So yeah, we've had like a good mixture of activities already. And the views are amazing. So
do you have a highlight, like the favorite moment so far?
It probably has to be the Tortrunga hike. We were so lucky, so lucky. The weather was incredible. There was sunshine all day. The snow was solid enough to like make it a really like nice hike. And yeah, clear skies all the way. It was just the views on the top of the mountains. Nobody else there. The winter dream, basically.
Yes, that does sound amazing.
But that was a lot of variables coming together to make that pretty perfect. So we feel lucky.
Some things are just meant to be.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Yeah.
And is there anything you're looking forward to during this trip, like that I really want to like do or see or visit?
It's hard because there's so much. I am like really looking forward to when we do get towards the warmer countries, doing some like more wild camping again, bringing the tent and just staying at the top of a mountain somewhere. A little bit cold for it here, but that is complete freedom to me, and I love that. So I'm really looking forward to that. We want to be a proper tourist in the van life and go to Cappadocia, see all the hot air balloons. That's going to be a highlight as well. I think each place, we haven't got specific hikes or specific places we want to see. But when you get there and you sort of start looking around, you find those hidden gems. I don't want to just go to all the tourist spots. I'd quite like to stumble across the locals' wonderland and find somewhere that's really quiet but just as beautiful as maybe the peak next door that's got everyone hiking.
Do you like ask locals or, I don't know, friends on the internet, or like how do you find those like hidden local gems?
A bit of a mixture. Like, we don't actively seek out locals to go and find advice from, but like especially here, if we went into like a store and we were chatting to the like people who serve us, they were all just like freely giving out all this information, and that we found some really good spots by doing that. That's how we found where we went skiing and things. So we do like get advice from kind of local people, but also just like having the freedom to just drive and stumble across places. If we've got like somewhere we want to get to, we might look, okay, well, what's the kind of quietest route, or maybe we could kind of go via this area. We quite often have just like a scout out on Google Maps and just see what's there.
Yeah, Google Maps is amazing. So I do that. Like, okay, this is the route, and just like with like the satellite view, and you can like find like blue waters, and like, oh, there is also a lot of things that is marked. Like, oh, there is like something here, and then I zoom in, like, oh, looks cool. Let's check it out.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we have had some really good advice from people on the internet. Like if they've like, seen that we're heading that way, they'll be like, oh, you have to visit this place. I'm like, yes, okay.
Fantastic. That's I think like so fun that like the internet really like brings you closer to both places and people.
Yeah, it would be a lot harder without it. Just like knowing even where to go. But yeah, no, it's been good.
Yeah. I am so looking forward to follow this this trip that you're going to. Where can others follow along this big adventure you're having for 2025?
Yeah, it's all going to be documented on the Instagram, basically. You can find us at Nala_the main pup. And yeah, that's where I'm posting all of the updates when I get round to updating.
I highly recommend for everybody to check it out.
Thank you.
So far it looks amazing. You take like amazing pictures, and it's just like so fun to follow along.
Thank you. Hopefully we can keep it up and keep finding cool spots, and we'll keep sharing it.
Yes. Thank you so much for telling us about your big trip. I wish you the best of luck and a lot of fun. And yeah, maybe we have to like after 12 months try to like just catch up, maybe like over the phone, like, okay, what are the learnings of this trip and the best highlights?
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be many.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.